Ladies and gentlemen, how's it going? Gonna take a look at the SPL Week 2 replays. I'm currently live on YouTube, if you can believe it. We've got gamers in the chat such as DK Koba, Pyro Joe, Sticky Spot. Everybody's here to watch the event of the century. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Let's take a look instantly. Oh, I love that custom avatar. We've got the clown with the Primeape. This one is not as cool. The other person's avatar, not as good. So I'm going for the guy with the funny avatar. Both teams appear to have Toxapex and fairly slower pace. This person has a more spike stack style with some... This is like a bulky offense or something. I don't know how you would describe such a thing. Bulky offense, probably. Anything with Toxapex Ting-Lu is probably described as bulky offense. Let's just take a look. It's going to be one game of spike stacking. Hydreigon as well, yeah. Hydreigon appears to be pretty popular. Oh, nice Terra Ghost. The early Terra spend for the benefit of spike stacking. I also wonder what item that is on Ting-Lu. No lefties, so... Very interesting. Could it be boots? Chesto Berry? No. No Chesto? Oh, I'm stupid. It got knocked off. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm a professional player. I'd pay attention. No. It got knocked off. We'll see if that Terra spend paid off. It seems super worth it. He's got 3 spikes and a rock on the field. Oh, it's a nasty plot Hydreigon. This Goldengo's in trouble. Oh, a Scarf Trick. Okay. Sacking Goldie. Happy to sack Goldie for this. He reckons Ting-Lu can act as the spin blocker in the face of Great Tusk. We can keep spikes up without Goldie. We've got to respond to this threat. And Hydreigon has now spent Terra. Dragonite with Dragon Tail. Must be a bulky Dragonite then. I expect something like Roost and Body Press. Oh, stays in. Wow. Hurricane. Unexpected. What the hell? Insane stay. Right there. That was a crazy stay. Toxapex able to live any hit on Earth and then click an advantageous button. Ting-Lu gonna shrug that off as if it's nothing. Went for the rest. Expecting maybe a Shadow Ball to come down. Toxapex gonna pivot in for a brief moment. Lax D-Stacks is in control of this game firmly. This is looking great. These spikes are just so much pressure. But now with Goldie and Dragonite dead, maybe Lax runs out of steam here. Just an Iron Valiant for offense. Could Tusk find a defog somehow? It's tough with the rest. Ting-Lu is so sturdy. It probably is not threatened at all by Great Tusk, so getting rid of this Ting-Lu is like impossible. It's very difficult to spin, ever. Might see a rest here. Yeah, just very simple. This Ting-Lu is simply never dying. And I don't think this Skeledirge got knocked off in the past. I think it's just not running. Yeah, it's lefty Skeledirge. It's one of those sub-Skeledirges. Almost risked getting toxic there, but Lax went for a Surf to cover sub, which is astute. You can never escape, the Toxapex mirror. We nerfed Toxapex to the ground, and here it is still. Toxapex versus Toxapex, clicking moves against each other. But Ting-Lu can absolutely sit and waste the sleep turns. Ting-Lu going to be waking up. We've got Great Tusk entering the battle. Lax has no problem spinning here. There's no... This Garganacl might be Terra Ghost, but the Terra's already gone. It's already gone. Salt Cure gonna force out Tusk for a brief moment, but... No, it's not. Gonna bulk up in the face of Garganacl. Not afraid of the Salt Cure chip. Just want to force the issue here. But we see another bulk up? No, a spin on... What could have potentially been a rock. And yeah, that's a threatening situation. You got to exit there. Skeledirge sacked. This is pretty... I don't think there's any coming back from this one. These spikes are just never leaving. This defensive core is not breakable. And then we have an Iron Valiant if we need to force the issue. And even a bulk up Tusk, which we've seen more of. Bulk up Tusk seems very good as a win condition. A progress maker. I mean, I'm honestly going to skip ahead here. I don't think that these turns are kind of automatic here. The Ting-Lu will simply rest. Yeah, this is the situation where you just can't kill this damn Ting-Lu. You just can't get him. It's not doable. There was an opportunity there with a flinch chance, but unfortunately not. Unfortunately not doable. GG. I like the team. And the Ting-Lu Terra Ghost was proved to be the optimal Terra in this matchup. Ting-Lu acting as the spin blocker, meaning Goldengo could be sacked to trick a Scarf onto the Hydreigon, which was the only thing that could possibly spell disaster. So there was some nice uses of the resources available there. What are people saying here? This is why the official format for Pokemon is VGC. Doubles and not singles. Yeah, singles can be a bit like this sometimes, I suppose. But I do prefer the longer form games. Myself. I mean, VGC I think comes down to like 1 or 2 predicts usually. And the games are very short. At least in singles you have more time. Yeah, we got the Slay the Spire avatar. Talar versus Nat. I love the Slay the Spire avatar. Excellent game. We've got a couple of moths facing off. Iron Moth versus regular moth. These are some pretty standard looking teams. That's a Scarf Rotom. Good set, good set. In comes Rotom Wash. Both players have it. Oh, that's a sub Rotom Wash. Okay. Gotta be sub Nasty Plot. That's some. They're both Nasty Plot perhaps? No. Skateboarding Cat's Rotom is not Nasty Plot. It's simply sub. Oh dear. A Hydro Pump miss is a spelling disaster. Sub Rotom is pretty nice, honestly. You could sub in the face of things trying to Toxic or Wisp you. Or just on a switch out there to respond to whatever the enemy does. Like what happened there. Goldengo running an eject pack. That's interesting. Makes it rain and then pivots out after clicking the button. And Roaring Moon taking low damage from that. Either a bulky Roaring Moon. There is, I do run a bulky Roaring Moon on one of my teams. Just a bulky pivot set. So it could be that. Also could be a less special attack invested Goldie, perhaps. I know the standard set for this type of Roaring Moon is probably not this bulky. This might be just a bulkier version of Roaring Moon, which honestly sounds alright. What the hell? What the hell? Swords Dance Liquidation? Iron Valiant? That's crazy. Terra Water Liquidation is going to one-hit enemy Iron Valiant. Okay, what is going on? I didn't even know the Iron Valiant learned that. Wow. That is just going to sweep. That's big surprise value that is just... That just sweeps the damn game. You got other coverage? No. You don't have a way to hit Dragapult, but it's not enough. The damage is done. Bocce the everything? Bocce the moth? Oh, that's a nice coverage option on Iron Moth to hit the dragons. Skateboarding Cat says, well done, GG. That was good prep somehow. I don't know how the hell you think to bring such a thing, but... That was a crazy choice. Because that would totally blank in the face of, like, Dondozo. But also, Dondozo is not going to enter against Iron Valiant. So the surprise value there makes a lot of sense. They're going to expect the special Moonblast, T-Bolt, Shadow Ball type options. Not maybe a close combat, but not liquidation. Who the hell is going to expect that? Who's going to expect such a thing? So that was really good surprise value right there. That got a lot. And I mean, water is a great type in the meta. You get to combine like the extra water stab with the amazing defensive terror type of water. So yeah, that's probably not a set that you would see in a standard situation, but in SPL you can go a bit creative. In SPL you can go a bit creative. That was really cool. Alright, Ruffed versus Mind Gaming. We've got a Toedscruel. I think we saw like one of these before. We've got a Baxcalibur. Oh, funny teams here. We've got Baxcalibur and Toedscruel. A couple of lesser seen fellas. Sub Dragapult. In the face of Spore. Instant little advantage. I wonder if it's Sub Wisp Disable type set. Wisp is likely. Yep, there's Wisp. Lumberry King Gambit. The ownage never ends. There's ownage on top of ownage. Valiant trying to come in against Will-O-Wisp. Probably able to not mind as much with its mostly physical move pool. Shadow Ball gonna mid-ground, do a bit more damage than Moonblast would have done here. Valiant happy to just get chip off here now that booster energy has been consumed. Just select move. Cinderace gonna Wisp Roaring Moon. That's disastrous. Roaring Moon is now big crippled. Although with, you know, booster energy plus D-Dance, it can still do good damage. Did 56 to the King Gambit. That's pretty good. Honestly, that's not bad. But I don't love... I feel like Ruffed is in a terrible spot. 2 mons down. No progress being made, really. Toedscruel gonna get the revenge kill. We love to see it. Dragon Dart in the face of the fellow. We didn't see a Spore come down. Has Spore been used already? No. So no Spore there. Yeah, of course, because Sub is being threatened. But, and Toad didn't click it. I mean, why would Toedscruel click Spore in this position when it's in range of death anyway? There's no real situation where a Spore could ever happen. Maybe this sub covers a switch out potentially. But a switch out would not be wise, I think. The Toedscruel's always sacking. I think that was a bit of a misplay, that sub, but that's okay. Doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter. I guess, yeah, the enemy could have gone to King Gambit, not a Dragon Dart. That's valid. But then you just get threatened by Wisp anyway. But maybe you don't mind getting Wisped to take out this Dragapult. I don't know. I suppose that's it. And the sub, it's not even bad. Doesn't really matter. Nothing of value was really lost with that sub, so... Trying to just... get a bit more value in a fringe case. I don't think Mind Gaming has much to worry about here. This is a pretty firm... And look at that, a Draco Meteor Garchomp. What did I tell you, folks? You see this set sometimes? I said that in my latest vid. But of course, Baxcalibur is here. To Terra Ground. Jim is live. Hello, Blaze. Hello, Alex. Insane free D-Dance to secure the battle. The battle is officially over. We love a Terra Ground. That's a good defensive type that also enhances earthquake damage. Insane sub to just see what they do. We love that. We love that. It could have been Terra Flying randomly. You want to check? You want to check? If it was Terra Flying, you can click a different move next turn. Sub, just see what they do. Just play it safe. No need to F around. And an Earthquake will secure the battle. Back's going to clean that one up. But I think the MVP was the Dragapult spamming Will-O-Wisp everywhere. That sub was insane momentum on turn 1. That sub was like an instant massive advantage that made Ruffed have to like spend 1 million resources to get through the stupid Dragapult. That was a nice one. Hello, Meat of Justice. Welcome everybody to the broadcast. You guys are great for tuning in. Thank you. How many viewers we got at the moment? 13 viewers. Actually, 37 viewers. That's insane. I'm considered to be world famous by many. One True Lycan versus Kytha. Is there a... Yeah, those are their official Smogon names. We've got a very... This is bulky offense of some sort against bulky offense of some sort. Both players have Chien-Pao. Maybe we should ban Chien-Pao, folks. Both players with Chien-Pao on pivot-heavy teams with strong defensive cores plus Chien-Pao. This is gonna be a game. This is gonna be a game. Enemy does have Goldengo, notably. Whoa, he could have defogged. He could have defogged. You turned to cover Goldengo. And yet here we are. Tusker is probably just going to spin. Oh, goes for knockoff. Playing it safe against the incoming Goldengo potential. Just going to spin this time. An enemy Tusk going to knock. Is it bulk up? Yes. Bulk up is proven to be like the new meta or something because we're seeing it more and more. Nice knockoff there. Nice knockoff on a predicted switch out. Oh, nice Terra Flying. What the hell? That Terra Flying just brought it back. That pretty much secured this rock on the field because now Great Tusk cannot really spin unless it wants to die. Maybe it should have because, like, when are you getting this in again ever? King Gambit pivoting in on the Psyshock though. This King Gambit is going to struggle as a breaker against Dondozo and Clodsire, the unaware fellas. I mean, Clodsire doesn't have good Fizz Def, but Dondozo is the real one you got to get through. You do have Rotom Wash to at least stop it from sweeping itself, but then I don't think that... I think that this person now is going to have trouble against the enemy Chien-Pao. There's like... You know, Tusk is chipped, so no more great counterplay against Crunch Lock. Aside from like King Gambit, who isn't the greatest, most bulky thing ever. So this is not looking epic. Could Corviknight get a clutch defog off? No. Kytha not going to allow it, but we do see the Goldengo is not ballooned. Tusker potentially faster than Goldengo, but One True Lycan didn't want to risk a Scarf situation. I feel like Scarf would be a weird one on this squad. I don't think it's Scarf. It's not Leftovers either. Don't know what item it is, but I don't think it will be Scarf on this team. I mean, maybe it is, actually. Like Scarf Goldengo is more of an aggro thing. Interesting little interaction there. Doubles out against the Goldengo to King Gambit. And Kytha didn't stay, so maybe it isn't Scarf in that case, based on the gameplay there. Surely a Scarf Shadow Ball or something was pretty low risk. Even a King Gambit coming in isn't the worst thing in the world. Rotom is going to wall this. It's frightening to click Willow, though, in the face of a potential Hatterene, but goes for it anyway. Gets a burn on the Clodsire, which is nice. That's good progress. Tusker can come in for one last hurrah. And maybe get the big spin. Does get the big spin. No Goldie switch in. Kytha didn't want to risk it. I mean, this guy's clicked Knock and AQ every other time. So switching straight into Goldie, huge risk. Gets the spin, saves the Tusk for a future sack. Gets Chien-Pao in on a rock. Now we're threatening stuff. A big crunch could come out. Pterodark crunch, yes. That's big damage against Dondozo. And wants to just break through Dondozo. Oh, nice. Calls out the rest. Now Dondozo is going to be completely passive. Didn't go for... Doesn't have body press, obviously. Wave Crash would have been a terrible click. Wouldn't have killed, so... Good position to just click Crunch. Whoa. Goes for Ice Crash there. Calls out the Tusker. Couldn't you have just switched moves when it came in? I guess you're just pretty confident this is exiting anyway. Fair enough. Reduce your chances to miss. If this Ice Crash missed, you have another chance to hit, so... That's kind of a way to optimize your odds sometimes, if you predict the switch out, but you have to click an inaccurate move on the Pokemon. If you know, it's like you give yourself an extra chance to miss. If this one missed, he has another chance to click it. If that makes sense, folks. Doesn't go for the Sacred Sword Speed Tie. That would be a huge risk. Chien-Pao representing such value for one true Lycan here. And it's looking... pretty even between these fellas. There's a rock on the field, and a defog is probably never happening, but... Yeah, that might be Black Glasses, because that was pretty massive damage against Dondozo, and then it wasn't banned, so I think that was probably Black Glasses, yeah. Dondozo coming in. Sorry, Clodsire coming in. Oh, but that's actually fine because rocks are already on the field. So, not a huge disadvantage if that happens anyway. But Hatterene itself poses a threat here. I mean, this could be a win con, especially if it has Psy Shock. And Nasty Plot going to match the boost. Interesting play. Now a Volt Switch is pretty threatening, or a potential Discharge, which we've seen a bit of. Clod comes in. All right. Rotom not going to want to risk a Toxic here. No Protect. Must be Nasty Plot over Protect, yeah. Now King Gambit looks pretty good, even though Dondozo can wall it while asleep is the thing. And now it gets the sleep turn. Do you go Chien-Pao? No, you go Clod. Okay. Can Clod make... It's threatening to make Rock, which is nice. So probably you have to double switch to call out the Hatterene right here. The Hatterene is probably coming in, so yeah, you go Rotom. Does Kytha go Hatterene? Yes. And then you double switch again. You're trying to maneuver Chien-Pao in against probably Clodsire. Yes. Nice work. Now you get a free Crunch, which is massive. It probably just kills Clodsire. Uh-huh. That was really nicely played. Just trying to fabricate a situation where Chien-Pao can enter safely by repeatedly threatening and forcing in enemy Pokemon. Corv going to be able to come in on a Sacred Sword. Probably a banned Chien-Pao here. Just going to U-turn, not going to Roost up. I think a Roost would have been fine, because against Goldie you just have Clod, but then there's the risk of enemy double switching against Clod with Chien-Pao, so that's true. Free Volts now, that's true, both ground types dead. Rotom can safely Volt now, which is actually really nice here. And now Chien-Pao's back in. Threatening the entire world once again. Dondozo didn't go for Wave Crash. Went for Rest again. Which... Yeah, the Chien-Pao is just representing too much offensive power. Had to sack Hatteran. They're just trading down. Now you're locked. We could double back to Chien-Pao right now if you want to go for that. He didn't want to risk it. You got the free Rotom anyway, which can now vault freely, which will allow a pivot into Chien-Pao every time. So, I mean, this is... Oh, was that a double switch? Wait a sec. Yeah, called out the Rotom. That's nice. That was a good play. Trying to bring it back. Takes out the Rotom. But Kingambit going to punish the lock again. Another opportunity to call out the Dondozo switch. Is he going to go for the double to Chien-Pao? No, goes to Clod. Mid-grounds it. Mid-grounds it. Alright. Can now rock, so that's actually really good. Didn't rock. Went for EQ. Thought that something was coming in. Maybe you rock now. No, you're just EQing. Alright. Is it Water Absorb Clod based on the way he's playing? Because I feel like you don't want to be in against this. If you're unaware. Aren't you going to die? How do you beat this otherwise? This is an awkward situation now. You probably can't crunch this down anymore. Gonna rock now. Do you have Raw or something? I don't think this gets Raw. I don't think it gets Raw. Toxics it? Okay. Can Dondozo outstall this? No, because if it's Water Absorb, it wins, obviously. Hey Axel, we're looking at SPL replays. EQ did less damage after defense boost. So that means it's not unaware. It must be Water Absorb. So this Clod is going to just stall this completely. This can't win 1v1 because Stealth Rock PP can just be spammed forever. It is obviously... Yeah, this is a situation where Dondozo just loses 1v1. We have to... Yep, it is Water Absorb. It is Water Absorb. He probably did notice that the EQ damage the defense boost wasn't taking effect. Therefore, he's not unaware. That's why Clod is probably spamming. I was gonna say spam an Earthquake, but nah. Alright, and now down to sack Clod. Probably thinks that Chien-Pao is just enough to win now. But that might have been a risk right there. Maybe you sack Kingambit instead. Is Kingambit useful? Clod might be more useful. I'm not sure. Has to go Chien-Pao now. Shouldn't you have gone Kingambit? No, maybe not. Oh, sorry. The mic just fell a little bit. Oh, man. Lost some... Was that a lost position? I feel like that was not a lost position. What happened? How did that go so sour? Didn't you... Wait a second. Wait a moment. I guess you can't switch anything in here. It's gonna die. You can't really go Kingambit. You can threaten Sucker Punch, but then you can't kill. So probably sucking Clod is the way. But then don't you go Kingambit to just force this out? It's going to come down to a speed tie either way. It's going to come down to a speed tie either way, even then. Unless you double chin... No, even then. Even then, it's a speed tie. Damn. That didn't seem like a lost situation, but I guess it was, yeah. Or it's not a lost situation, but it came down to the speed tie. It came down to the speed tie. This is kind of why Chien-Pao is messy, because a lot of games come down to Chien-Pao speed ties. It's like Gen 5. A lot of games come down to Latios speed ties. The Dozo player was favored the entire endgame. I guess just with the hazards, the Chien-Pao doesn't have enough steam to keep coming in. But then it just comes down to a speed tie. If Chien-Pao wins the speed tie, the game's over. I think that the Pterodark Crunch will take this out. Yeah, King Gambit permanently gets walled by Dozo, so every time you have to bring King Gambit in to stop the Chien-Pao, it's just free progress because the Dozo completely walls it. That is an opportunity to get Chien-Pao in, but then there's hazards up, so it's never really clean. Damn, that was kind of an interesting game. But that's a bit of an example of why Chien-Pao might be not epic in the metagame right now. We get the Thunderous Avatar, that's cool. And Zern, the Gen 3 Uber's Mastermind with a Tauros. Slowking Tauros. Interesting team, I like it. Let's take a look at this one, folks. Yeah, Chien-Pao is really something, huh? Chien-Pao really is something. Another mixed Garchomp. Another mixed Garchomp, proven pretty good now. Spikes. Might be Spikes only. Oh, that's Big Will. Big Will's in SPL, guys. Famous ADV innovator, Big Will. We're gonna Future Sight. Not afraid of Volt Swish. We're spamming Will-O-Wisp. But Slowking is not afraid. Slowking will never allow it. Goldie gonna chip down Rotom. Chien-Pao not Boots. Not Boots. Also not gonna be hit by Future Sight. Tauros, the ultimate Chien-Pao counter. This is actually a Chien-Pao counter. It's actually a switch-in, if you thought such a thing was possible. It's kind of a bad Pokemon otherwise, but in that one situation, it's good. A Terra Water to dodge Shadow Ball and allow a chilly reception. That is quite a Terra spend, just for a singular pivot. We'll see if this pays off for Zern. That was quite a situation. This team is a little bit bad against Goldengo now that you look at it. With Slowking as the main special wall and pivot, you do have issues versus Goldengo. On the team I was using Slowking, I was running an AV Tusk for that reason, just because it helps you in that situation. Here's Garchomp. Wow, nice play. Draco Meteors on the Terra Flying. Didn't Earthquake. Did not Earthquake. Still not enough damage, but still good play. Not much damage, but... And unfortunately, Chien-Pao going to take big rock chip damage. But Crunch hits entire world, so that's good. Both players have spent Terra. Volk sets have been running more bulky like Will-O-Wisp Morning Sun rather than the grass coverage these days, so... I don't think... My prediction would be that this Volk is not going to run Energy Ball or Giga Drain. It doesn't get Energy Ball, it gets Giga Drain. Gonna chilly reception out to Chien-Pao, who is probably faster even after those speed boosts with Para. Whoa, switches back? Must not be faster then. Gets chipped and then switches back. If you were gonna temporarily go to something, surely you don't go there. I don't know, folks. I don't know. Oh, that's interesting that the hail is making Morning Sun get nerfed. That's a good little interaction for Big William right here. Big William loves that. I don't think you win this 1v1, unfortunately. Although Morning Suns are being spent. If you run out of Morning Suns, you're in trouble. Have you got Slack Off? No. No Slack Off. So you may just get beat by a simple Fiery Dance or Flamethrower. Gets a crit. Okay, gets bailed out. I mean, that was honestly high chance to crit with all these surfs. I feel like shouldn't the Volk be attacking? Don't know, folks. One of those weird little interactions, but works out for Zern. Does Zern have enough steam to make this happen in a more general sense? We'll see. Spins against Goldie, who is no longer Ghost type. Zern suddenly looking great. Bocce the Bull gonna come in to intimidate the Dragonite, invalidate the Dragon Dance. Probably Wisp, yes. Rotom Wash now crippled a little bit. No more leftovers chip healing. Bocce the Bull gonna protect. Zern with quite an anti-meta squad here. Really trying to counter the Chien-Pao. And gets Earthquaked on the way in, but pretty bulky, honestly. Happy to take that one. Gonna body press the Rotom. Nice play, honestly. Isn't it faster so it can body press again and take this out? Yeah. Could have snuck a Protect in there as well, but didn't want to invite in anything crazy. I mean, you can probably body press this as well. I almost feared for a Swords Dance, but no Swords Dance. Gonna just sack Slowking. No longer needs Slowking in the matchup. So true. Easy body press situation. Very simple body press moment. And then a Will-O-Wisp will cripple this Dragonite beyond repair. Just have to not miss. And you're good, Zern. There it is. No way can Dragonite make this happen. That seems like a victory. Zern with a nice team responding to the current metagame. Completely shutting down the Chien-Pao. Tauros honestly acting as a solid physical wall against Dragonite as well. With Wisp making plenty of progress, helping against Rotom, Dragonite, and Chien-Pao. That was very nice. Well played, Zern. Well played. Blazing Dark versus Ash Ketchum Gamer is the next matchup. While Bully Maguire from Spider-Man 3 is here. We've got a Meow. We've got a couple of Pyramids. I feel like every game either has 2 Chien-Paos on both teams or 2 Garganacls on both teams. Pick your poison. Johan Leobert versus Leo Santana. We got nicknamed fellas. We got nicknamed fellows. Ash Ketchum Gamer, you better have a covert cloak Pokemon here because Salt Cure is going to become a problem very quickly. Knocks off the boots on Meow. That's pretty significant. That's pretty big. We do love that. We do love such a thing. T-Spikes look good in this matchup. Although Defog is a very easy click here. With little worry. In comes Adam Sandler, the Garganacl. It's an uncut gem. Uncut pured salt gem. Corviknight probably getting knocked, no? Gets to click Defog. Does not click Defog. Does not click it. Surely you click Defog there. What, are you afraid of getting knocked, or you want to punish the Tusk for potentially staying in, which it could have? I don't think a Tusk stays in there that often. I think a Tusk is a friend of Brave Bird. And now you're in a predicament. Now Stealth Rock remains up. Stealth Rock remains up. Didn't go for a Will-O-Wisp there, probably expecting like a Garganacl pivoting in, but surely I think a Wisp is well positioned because even if Garganacl comes in, you threaten Pump against it. Or at the very least force their Terror early on. which is fine, I think. You could even protect if you have it, just to block Salt Cure and force the Terror, which will inform your future choices. There is a Covert Cloak on this Corviknight, but not anymore. It's been knocked off. Corviknight gonna roost up. We're gonna see another Defog or a Brave Bird this time. Another Defog. Alright, that rock wasn't too bad. It chipped Garganacl like 6%. That's fine. This is gonna be a slow one. Honestly, it's gonna be a slow one. It's gonna be one of these situations. It's gonna be one of these. Chatters, don't fret. This is a fun game. Many people enjoy the game. Many people enjoy Pokemon. You can't say Pokemon's a bad game. It's good. It's very good. This is Ash Ketchum from the anime using Garganacl. Corviknight Rotom. I think Ash Ketchum looks like they've got the advantage in this particular scenario because the Chien-Pao looks very threatening against the squad. And I don't think they have as much... I don't think Bully Maguire has as much Breaking Powder. Meow's about to drop. Doesn't have boots anymore. Terra Flying could easily be spent here to try and make something happen. King Gambit could be the breaker we want. Okay, no Terra. Don't know if that was an elaborate mix-up of a... because like an Earthquake was being threatened here. Kind of an incredible non-Terra. Like obviously threatening Terra Flying here, so... Oh, and then tried to go D9. Maybe it's not even Terra Flying King Gambit. Bully Maguire went for something insane. The EQ call out by going Dragonite. Or maybe he just didn't want to commit to Terra. Maybe it is Terra Flying, didn't want to commit to it. Ash Ketchum Gamer getting an enormous rapid spin-off. Rotom Wash, well positioned. Big pump coming down. Massive Hydro Pump gonna defeat Ash Ketchum Gamer is winning this battle, surely. This has got to be our Ash Ketchum victory. Goes for the pump. Of course. We spend recovers. Ah, unfortunate miss though. I guess it was bound to happen eventually. Problem with Ash Ketchum Gamer is that now enemy Garganacl is a problem because no more Covert Cloak, so Bully Maguire might have some legs to stand on here with the Curse Garganacl proving to be a little bit rough to deal with. Goes for a Salt Kill. Who's the Rock Setter? It's Great Tusk, who's now dead. Gonna knock off the Garganacl. Ash Ketchum Gamer playing around these potential terrors, but Bully Maguire is never pulling the trigger. You know, an Earthquake would have done big damage to this, but maybe a knockoff is fine too to remove the leftovers permanently. While covering Terra as well. And now you could go for an EQ, but you didn't. You saved the Great Tusk. Okay, you come in on a Curse, which is nice. You get a big pump here. You force recovers. Pump is inaccurate, which is not great, but recover is limited. There's only 5 more recovers left. You go for a Volt this time. We go Garg. It's also a Curse Garg, so we can match the enemy. Salt Cure the enemy as well. You outrun them because they've cursed more times. So true. You've got more recovers, so now you might win the 1v1 here. This is a little bit of a... This is the peak of Pokemon, folks. A couple of Donkey Kongs inside of pyramids, sort of cursing up and salt curing one another until one of them One of them breaks through the other. I consider this to be a peak of human civilization. Not just Pokemon, but human civilization. I mean, the enemy Garg is running dangerously low and recovers. But so are you, Adam Sandler. Adam Sandler's running low. Adam Sandler is running dangerously low and recovers. I don't know if this is possible. Adam Sandler, you bet too much money on the basketball game. You're addicted to gambling. And you're going to lose it all. It's Uncut Gems all over again. You've gone too deep. They're cursing at each other and causing earthquakes. It's exactly true. They do have to add Garganacl to Smash Bros. I would play Smash Ultimate again if they put Garganacl in as DLC. But they already do have Donkey Kong in the game, so... There might be a bit of crossover that... Yeah, this is peak entertainment. This is fantastic. But I think Ash Ketchum Gamer is the one winning this interaction because Ash Ketchum Gamer does not mind losing his Garganacl, but Bully Maguire. Garganacl's his best shot. That's the final recover. And now it's all over. Bully Maguire's Garganacl is not long for this world. I think we can see a... I don't know if Rotom Wash will come in. I think a Volt Switch will just finish it off. A Protect for the Salt Cure. Yeah. This is like a chess situation where we're trading, and trading benefits the person who's ahead. Oh? Just a moment, folks. I've returned. Sorry about the little hiatus there. Forgive me. I've returned. Turn up the jams, of course. Anyway, back to the Garganacl versus Garganacl moment. Hello, Keith Soroka. How are you? I remember you. Oh, a Terrafire on the... Is that a game-winning Terrafire? Wow. That's insane. Now we're going to have Sucker Punch mind games till the end of time. No. An instant Sucker Punch and an instant Hydro Pump. This King Gambit might randomly claw back what was once a lost battle. Terra Dark Corviknight, not enough to resist. Terra Dark Corviknight, pretty nuts. Not enough to live a Sucker Punch. King Gambit not going to drop to a... What an insane way to win. The clutch... Oh. We are doing the mind games. We're doing them. Dragon Darts, but I'm pretty sure a Koitao Cleave ends it. It was never in contention. Bully Maguire. Just like in the Spider-Man 3 plot. Claws back into the game. That was great. That Terra Fire was clutch right there. That was great. After that whole Garganacl situation, the Chien-Pao looked poised to clean it up, but was not able to threaten the King Gambit with anything. That King Gambit, well positioned to bring it all the way back. Fantastic. We got IPF versus Bia. We're seeing some more Meow. Another Garchomp. Interesting. This team has no Goldie, but has Garchomp Spike Setter, I assume. Or maybe it's Rocks with... Maybe a Rocks mixed Garchomp if it's got no Goldie. And the enemy has Goldie without a Spike Setter. Not that Goldie needs a Spike Setter to be good. But we've got Tokyo Prison on the field. There are two ghosts. That's so true. You can block spin with Dragapult. Hi, Jim. Hello, DD. Hello. How are you? Welcome to the stream. The Dragapult got Wisped. That's pretty excellent for the prospects of the enemy. And, you know, rapid spinning and later on. The thing about Skeledirge is it's not really a spin blocker when it gets killed by the #1 spinner. So, if Dragapult goes down, rapid spin stocks will rise. Also, IPF has not made any hazard yet. This is looking dire already. We're taking a lot of chip damage. Rocks are on the field. But there's many ways to claw back into a game in Gen 9. This is not indicative of what the final result will be. But this Rotom is just spreading burn on everything. Spreading burn everywhere. In comes Meow. Will it get paralyzed by discharge? Yes, it will. Massive paralyze. Massive. That's what you needed, IPF. You needed a little... And then a full para. And then an Iron Head. And you're still faster than the frickin' King Gambit, even after all that. Imagine such a thing. Iron Head gonna chip Tusker a little bit. A little tiny amount. Enemy Tusker. On its last legs. Can it find the rapid spin against all odds? There's a random battle tournament? Oh, with the replays on it? I don't know if I'll look at replays for such a thing. I don't know if I could commentate random battle. I've played 0 Gen 9 random battle so far. Welcome to the stream, though, Beyblade Master. Thanks for tuning in. Let's resume. Let's resume. Oh, it's Bing Chiling. Bing Chiling is in the battle. Farewell, guys. This guy's funny nicknames here. Farewell, guys. See you, guys. Swords Dance Chomp. For the fans at home, it wasn't a Spike Setter. I knew it wouldn't be a Spike Setter with this squad. Are we winning with... Is Garchomp sweeping in 2023, folks? Oh, hell yeah. Garchomp sweeping. Oh. Yep, it's dead. But it did stuff. It killed 2 Pokemon. Bing Chiling. Oh, Terra Water. Massive. Massive. If you did it the turn before, that would have been good. But I guess you needed to Terra Water there to be safe. A great run for the Funny Shark. A very good run. What can Goldie do here? A simple Shadow Ball. Oh. Bing Chiling is not having... You'd think that would Terra Ice based on the name, but no. It was Terra Water. Tokyo Prison. You're going to threaten a Sucker Punch. Was Bia born yesterday? Yes, but also yes. Tokyo Prison has been flame-bodied. And we have Bing Chilling entering the battle in an attempt to thwart the Volcarona potential sweep. Also earns us some health. Earns some health back in the process, folks. Dragapult entering. Big Specs Shadow Ball is about to go insane. This is not switch-inable. Although Volcarona proving insanely bulky. Gonna get a Quiver Dance off potentially. No. Why Quiver Dance when a Skeledirge will stop your entire career? That would be a terrible decision. Rotom Wash coming in on either a Morning Sun or a Flamethrower. Nasty Plots in the face of Volcarona, outspeeding it as well. Hydro Pump will drop this Volcarona, you just got to hit. You did hit. Must be nice. Must be nice hitting moves. Imagine such a thing. Chien-Pao entering. It's Boots. It's proven to be Boots. It's evidently Boots. Will Skeledirge clean this one up? A Hex? I mean, sure. Sack the King Gambit. It's useless anyway. You get Dragapult in for free. You'll even threaten Sucker Punch here. You didn't click it, but that's fine. No need. Dragapult enters for one last hurrah, one last Shadow Ball, which will take out Rotom. And then... Okay, I don't know if the Skeledirge can actually beat these last two. I think this might be over. Chien-Pao Crunch going to do pretty massive damage. Oh, a crit as well. Yeah, Will-O-Wisp was the play because you can heal up, but then the crit just secured that battle. Damn. The thing is, earlier, the full power was pretty massive, so... Hacks in both directions in this battle. I don't know, could you even win this? Your Will-O-Wisp, you use your Slack-Offs. You might run out of Slack-Offs. Goldie might be able to finish you off, but we'd have to see it play out. We'd have to see it play out. Close one, close one. Who are these people? Chef Official versus 00 Trip. Our fella with the super chat. Thank you very much. Oppa Gangnam Style. That's so true and fun. I love Oppa Gangnam Style. What a great video. What a great piece of music. I love that. I love that. Thank you for the super chat.
Oppa Gangnam Style.
There it is. Finally it showed up on the screen as intended. Thank you. So Chef has brought Tauros, but there's no Chien-Pao. It's the disastrous situation when you bring the anti-meta thing and they don't bring a meta team. We got Sandy Shocks. We got Dragapult. Sandy Shocks was not what anyone anticipated. We're vaulting out. Big Surf. That was big damage. That was actually a pretty massive surf right there. You love to damage a Great Tusk, because that is going to make your Stealth Rock in the future more secure. Non-removable. Sandy Shocks threatening various, but Meowscarada entering without a care. We see a knockoff. Any Flame Body? No Flame Body this time. No such luck. The Terra Water on Slowking proving effective against a Volcarona here, dissuading a Quiver Dance sweep. We see a Chilly Reception out of here. No fear against a Volt Switch. No fear at all. We see another knockoff. Do we see a Flower Trick on the second attack? The Future Sight hits through Protect. Slowking returning to the battle. Gets Volt Switched for 30. And yet here we are. It's a DD Dragapult. Is this able to break through Garganacl? With sub, it might. This might be winning. This might be a win condition. Andrew Milks, welcome to the chat, says, do you sing your outro? No, I don't. That's the rapper Viper who performs that outro. But I did the remix. The remix was me. With the Pokemon music. That was by Jim. This sub DD Dragapult looks poised to sweep, but then the Earthquake's gonna break subs. I think subbing is a fool's gambit at this point. You just go for the Dragon Darts. This is gonna break through. I mean, it threatens everything. We can intim once. Wow, Dragapult lives behind the sub. I think the Dragapult just wins now. Although Tauros is really bulky, damn. By the way, folks, if you're just tuning in, this is SPL, the big singles tournament. That we're just checking out the replays for week 2 here. This is the highest level of singles competitive gameplay at the moment. First time live here. Love the channel a lot. Thank you very much, the Abotten. Thank you very much. I saw your video on Hisuian Gidron, and I thought that Shell Armor could be a good switch against a Flower Trick. That's so true, although I don't think that Flower Trick will do much anyway, even if you do crit. Because of ×4 Grass Resist. I think you'll be fine against Flower Trick. But there's other moves that always crit, like Wicked Blow. If Urshifu comes back, but then Urshifu could close combat you. But you can Terra Fairy. There's layers to this game, isn't there? There's crazy depth going on. Alright, back to the match, Oh, a Phantom Force? A Terra Ghost Phantom Force? That can't be protected, so that's going to take out the Tauros. Wow, I didn't expect that to do such damage. That's a lot of damn damage. And we sub, that probably covers Sucker Punch, but then it did the same job against U-Turn now. Man, that is an insane little win condition there. That was beautiful. I should try this set. That's really good. Never seen Pulse sub take any hit. Must be bulky invested. Must have some health. Dragapult with its resists can take some hits pretty decently. Pretty nice type combination going on there. That was a fun win condition. Some creative teams from both players. Let's see the next battle. Elodin versus NJNP with the Weavile. Rest in peace, Weavile. Pretty standard looking squads here. Some more offensive squad with Glim and Goldie. Some aggressive maneuvering early on. Rotom Wash going to enter against Garchomp, who will in turn make rocks. We're going to... Garchomp is such a problem that you have to trick a Scarf onto it. I mean, gee whiz. That seems like a... I guess what else are you tricking a Scarf onto? True. And you also don't need the Scarf as much. You'd rather have another item. You know, sometimes you think it through and it makes sense. But NJMP has a Goldengo themselves. How are you spinning ever, Elodin? Elodin's in a little bit of a disadvantage at the moment. Terra Steel coming out to block the Flower Trick. And get a crucial Will-O-Wisp off on Meow. Nice Terra spend there. Meow has proven to be locked in, so we get a Volt Switch. Must be Scarf or Band. I don't know the damage off the top of my head there. For Flower Trick against... Well, that's peanuts against Great Tusk. That is nothing. We're going to knock. Playing it safe against a Goldie, but... Oh wait, heavy duty boots. Wait, you're not even locked in. Why didn't you... Click like knock in the face of Rotom instead? Dunno. Didn't want to make contact, I guess, for Rocky Helmet. Does Flower Trick make contact? I guess it doesn't. I don't think it made contact before. Let me see. Yeah, it doesn't make contact, so that's probably why. My mistake there, I assumed a choice item because Flower Trick looked weird there, but it makes sense. Actually, you're just sacking, so... Meow ends up taking out the Great Tusk, which is nice. Oh, we get Garchomp in, but it's too low to remake hazards. Oh, it's got a Scarf Tricked onto it, so true. Gets to make a single spike. And that'll go a long way. Interesting that you make a single spike instead of a Stealth Rook. I mean, the spike will chip Kingambit and Goldango more, but you also don't chip Rotom Wash. But Rotom Wash is chipped down a lot anyway, so that makes sense. Plus it's Terra Steel. Yeah, the spike is better. The spike is better. Loading gets Glamora in. Wow. That must be choice specs. I don't think that would one hit without choice specs. I really like choice specs Gleam, it's really good. And yeah, switches out, so obviously locked into Earth Power there. Otherwise you would have Energy Balled or something. Super nice KO on Kingambit. That could have been a problem and now it's just dealt with. Crunch forced. Pterodark Crunch has been forced. And now Dragapult outrunning. If it's got Ghost coverage, you could just win this battle. Gonna play around Scarf though. Probably a Scarf Goldango here. In a Loden's position as well. Which is going to take out this Rotom. Chien-Pao, I think, has boots. Didn't take Hazard Chip last time, so... Well-positioned Chien-Pao here. And this is another... We got a Sucker Punch Mind Game. And a Loden didn't guess correctly. And that's it. Came down to the Sucker Punch. Although we don't know the set here. Could have been Choice Band or something that doesn't... have a great way to play around Chien-Pao here, so... Unfortunate situation. Also, you know, clicking the straight-up attack can be good in those situations where the enemy might expect you to do such a thing. To play around Sucker Punch, so... GG. Chien-Pao is seriously dominating. Maybe there's something to the whole ban Chien-Pao situation. I really like DD Pult, but I find Phantom Force unreliable. Yeah, it's just the only Ghost option it has, apart from Terra Blast Ghost. And it sucks to have Terra Blast when some games you want to Terra somewhere else, and then you're stuck with no move on your Dragapult. So that's pretty much why people run Phantom Force, not because it's any good, because it's the only option that increases your flexibility a little bit by not being stuck in, like, running Terra Blast, which is a bit limiting. Alright, we'll see the game at Dexa. Bit of Sandy Shocks usage. Sandy Shocks climbing in the ranks. We love to see it. Meow just U-turns in the face of a Quackle Violet. Crazy stay. In the face of death, you just stay with Quack. Or maybe it's Scarf Quack. Scarf Quack expecting to outrun Meow, but then Meow was also Scarf, but both of them thought they'd exit. Or maybe the Quack thought that the Meow would stay in Flower Trick and be slower. Okay, this is starting to add up. We're starting to understand one another. Goes for a Slack Off rather than a Will-O-Wisp or anything else. Expecting a Dark Pulse. Goes for a Torch Song. Not a great position. Dark Pulse threatening... Yeah, Draco Meteor just finishes you off. That sucks. You spend your Terra and did nothing. You lost a Pokemon and lost a Terra. That's really bad. That is very bad. Oh, and you even got Earth Powered. This Hydreigon is proving to be disastrous for you, Dexa. I'm sorry. Oh no. Oh dear. You can pivot Meow in on the Dark Pulse. So true. That's something. You're going to U-turn out again. Make something happen with... I think this is a Scarf Quack. Well, it doesn't matter. You're not Scarf Goldie anyway. Wait. How could this be fast? How could this be slower? So it's not Scarf. It just didn't care about the meow. It's like Adamant Choice Band, because Adamant would mean you're slower than Goldie. Okay, it's Adamant Choice Band or something like that. With U-turn. Well. That's... last thing in the world I expected was for Goldie to be faster here. What the hell? That makes that play, in retrospect, so much crazier. That stay versus meow. We can sack Glim to get the jump on Hydreigon temporarily. Bulky setup Quack. But I think it wouldn't be... Oh, it's Boots. It's Boots. Would it be set up with U-turn? Doesn't that conflict? Because you don't want to set up and then pivot out. Usually if you run U-turn, you don't run setup. That's kind of like anti-synergy. But I don't know. It has been like... You can run Swords Dance, U-turn, Scizor, or like Nasty Plot, Volt Switch, Rotom. That's fine-ish, but generally, you don't see such a thing. I feel like it would be odd. I guess it's like a pivot Quack with Boots. That would make some sense. Boots makes some sense. Alongside U-turn. Scizor gonna, yeah, just kill frickin' Chien-Pao. Alright. Alright. No spin. We spin block. And just go Goldie on the... This is looking disastrous for poor Dexa. This has gone topsy-turvy. I think Dexter's probably just kind of done for after that whole Skeledirge interaction. That was just kind of game ending. Not much Dexa can do. Really. Not much. And that was just a flex right there, the Terra Blast Fairy, just to show them that they had it. That was not necessary. Oh, it might have been necessary. Maybe the Great Tusk could spin and then win randomly, actually. That secures the game in a better fashion. Alright. GG's. Dexa, I'm a fan of yours. That was a tough one. I apologize that you had to go through such a thing. That Skeledirge situation was unfortunate. I'm so sorry, I just knocked the mic. Any Gen 3 tonight? I think I will do Gen 3 after this, yeah. Welcome, Shiggy. I think I'll do the Gen 3 commentary after this. Alright, we got Raptor versus Leo. An Orthworm Hatteran team. I'm such an Orthworm fan. I love Orthworm. Just goes for the big Draco Meteor, but it's a Sash Meow. And we're getting knocked off. But it's a Sash Dragapult. Folks, there's twists and turns like you've never seen in your life. We get Rocky Helmeted with Hatteran. Hatteran has Rocky Helmet. Goldengo's entering. In comes Cinderace on the Make It Rain. We Wisp on the Tusk. Massive. Massive Wisp. Cinderace is good, man. Chien-Pao, my demons, has entered the battle. We're going to Terradark Crunch, which plays around the Terra Fire. Terradark Crunch, you're going to do it anyway. It lets you kill this. It lets you play around a random Terra Steel, Terra Water. That was astute. That was optimized. That was good. That's how you do it, folks. We're just crunching in the face of enemy Chien-Pao. Happy to lose your Chien-Pao in order to get Orthworm entry points. That's going to let you rock up. And you're going to be able to shed tail here with ease. No, you don't, though. You're trying to be fancy. You're trying to get Dragapult in on the spin. It never would have gone that way. It never would have gone that way. But that, you know what? That was a good play anyway. It denies that possibility from ever happening and allows you to pivot in. Dragapult is dead weight regardless, so I don't mind such a play. I do not mind such a play there. We have a King Gambit entering against Goldie. Does the Goldie have fake Focus Blast? It could. It didn't click it, so maybe it's doubtful that it has it. Or he's just playing carefully. Doesn't want to mess or anything. Probably doesn't have Focus Blast, I'd say. We can get Cinderace in on a Make It Rain again. And Cinderace is speedy, it's threatening everything, nothing can come in safely. And now we got a Sucker Punch Mind Game, and so many Sucker Punch Mind Games going sour. Leo not clicking Sucker Punch. Right there. We're happy to just sack Hatteran. We got Rocky Helmet. Chips you into range of the next rock. You're forced out by Earthworm. You click the Body Press and then you Shed Tail. Oh, shouldn't you Shed Tail? Metal Burst. Shed Tail just lets you sack and enter with Cinderace. But I guess you can do that anyway no matter what. Metal Burst is for the fans at home. I don't know you got Metal Burst. That's cool. Jimothy, you excited for home? I am. Home is going to change the whole world. It's going to be a whole different game. And Gen 9 is feeling a bit limited right now, so eager for some more options, and all the Hisuimons are going to be awesome. See ya, Jim. Going to head out. See ya, Beyblade Master. Thanks for tuning in. Can't wait till the Gen 9 picks get updated. So true. So true. Crash and Boom Bang versus Star. Crash and Boom Bang with a Sun team. Interesting. And Star Master, the old gen's god. With a pretty standard looking squad. Why reinvent the wheel? Did I play Gen 8? I didn't enjoy Gen 8, honestly. I tried to get into it. I played it quite a lot at the start when it first came out, but lost interest after a couple months, really. That's why I became a Gen 3 channel, was because Gen 8 was not interesting me. And who wants to go back and play Gen 8? Does anyone want to go back and play Gen 8? Does that sound fun? I just think of, like, Toxapex regenerating over and over and a couple of teleporting Clefables. I don't want to play that. Oh no, you're thinking of Starless Knights. No. Keith, that's Starless Knights. Star Master is a far better player than Starless Knights. Although Starless Knights is probably going to rock up with that same team in Gen 9 SPL next week. I don't know if it was unbalanced. It was just not an interesting metagame in my eyes. It was a bit lame. Anyway, get into the Sun matchup. We've got Ceruledge, Volk, and Roaring Moon. Good looking Sun squad. Well, a nice couple of Protosynthesis fellas, couple of Fire types, and the Hat to block Rapid Spin. We've got a Yawn on turn 1 to force out the Glim. We took a lot of damage. Crash and Moonman took a lot of damage there, but we get to pivot out to... Whoa! Whoa! Okay, you're faster. So are you Slow Volk or Scarf Tusk? What a waste of terror. That stinks. Damn. Alright, we're going to get Ceruledge in. Maybe this was the better pivot. Because you can eat the Sash. The Volk was dangerous. But how could you have known Scarf? If it was Scarf, that's a crazy situation. Scarf on non-Sun. Scarf Tusk is random as hell here. I don't think it is Scarf. I think that must be a Slow Volk. But then if it's Slow Volk, you don't go for that play. No. I don't know what's going on. We get the Swords Dance. We get the Bitter Blade. It's Sash, though. It's Sash Tusk. Yeah, what the... So the Volk was not faster than Tusk, and you went for the insane Terrifier. Probably expecting a switch out. But why commit to the Terra specifically? If you're expecting a switch out, don't you quiver? But they've got a Dragonite that stops it. I'm trying to think of what he was predicting with such a play. What does the Terrifier do for you? I don't think you need the damage to hit anything that dies to fire anyway. And it wouldn't really help much versus the Dragonite. It might help you one-hit the Tusk. He probably just assumed it was a defensive Tusk. Not a speed-invested Tusk. It's probably just like Jolly Tusk with Sash. And he just assumed it was a defensive Tusk that would be slower, even though the Volk isn't max speed itself. That must be it. That must be it, folks. It's not that crazy. It's not that crazy. It adds up. It adds up. Well, after that, I don't think that this is winnable. But stranger things have happened. I mean, the offense potential of this Roaring Moon still exists. But it's going to be hard to break through that Dragonite multi-scale. That's pretty impossible to get through here. Oh, here's a... Okay, Dragonite has lost multi-scale. That's nice. Alright, Torkoal's here. I mean, you're probably dead, though. But... in come Tusker with big defense. Yeah, you got Sun to boost defense. That was nice. Do you have an Ice Spinner or something random? Body Press. Okay. Maybe you win this 1v1. Well, with the crit you do now. I think that finishes it off now. I think you would have chip killed just enough to not die to the next Earthquake. Or maybe it was a roll. Go back Torkoal for a moment. Get a single Life Orb chip in the mix. We don't want to reset Sun? Isn't that your only hope? You want to save the Tusker. Maybe the Tusker is your only hope. Earthquake the Gambit, okay. That was good. Oh, you know, you don't need the speed, actually. I just realized there's a speed boosted Roaring Moon. But you do need the speed to bait this. You need the speed. I think you had to save Torkoal. You sack Tusker. Go Moon, because it's faster while Sun's still up. And then you reset Sun, and hopefully find a clean with Roaring Moon, which you could do with EQ. Could clean up? I don't know. Maybe there's stuff I'm not considering. I'm just a spectator looking at this for the first time with... Look, that could have been... I mean, the fact that Star Master gave away the damn Dragonite. She should have kept Dragonite as a little buffer against Roaring Moon. I think. Although, how could you... No, that situation with the stupid Great Tusk against the Dragonite. Yeah. There was no elegant way to handle that for Star Master other than just trading down. Interesting. I think that going to the Torkoal while Sun was still up and then you can't remake Sun. I feel like you needed to remake Sun for the speed on Roaring Moon. But then, maybe Roaring Moon doesn't even kill Chien-Pao with EQ anyway. And then there's just no hope. Dunno. It probably didn't matter too much. Alright. Next battle, Ewan versus Kate. Grafai making an appearance. By the way, least favorite Pokemon name, perhaps? How do you say this? Grafai? Can we get rid of this Pokemon? Can we delete it? Against an Amoonguss. An Amoonguss looking squad. Let's see what happens. This has priority parting shot. Which had clicked. Ting-Lu would have been immune to such a thing. Tusker is in. There's a Ceruledge on Kate's team. Kate with an interesting squad. I like this squad. It's crazy. Wait. Covert Cloak on the damn Great Tusk. Wow. That's something. Covert Cloak Tusker. I like it. I mean, it makes Tusk such a good switch in against Garg. Usually I would assume you're in Cloak on like a Steel or Water type, but why not run it on Tusker? Probably Terra Steel and the Tusker. Or Terra Water even. To make it even better. That's one of my favorite interactions. Volt Switch getting denied by eject button. I love that. You're not pivoting, I'm pivoting. In comes the Valiant. But Kate, you can check what the lock is, but no great switch in against Moonblast. Except for this, except for the poison type. Oh. It was never a lock. This probably boots Valiant. Bluffing Choice Lock. Gets the surprise Psyshock to take out Graph. I'm just going to call this Graph from now on. Who pronounces that properly? Takes out Graph with the big Psyshock. Electric Win. Poised to win. Oh, Kate not staying. Neither is Electric Win. We're inviting in Dondozo where it's a Switch Fiesta. Wave Crash for some nice chip. You could even go for another Wave Crash on a Recover. Waste some Recovers. But you don't want to risk Salt Cure. We close combat, big. That's big. And you outrun Rotom, of course. Speed Investigate Tusker. Hello, LRXC. 1v1 Gamer, hello. Looking at the SPL Week 2 replays. Electric Wind is commanding this one. That surprise KO on the Graph was the point of victory. And Dondozo is going to click Wave Crash to its heart's content. You can even curse up if you want. Dondozo's staying against Garg, not frightened. Not frightened. Oh, that sounds awesome, LRXC. Kate coming in against the ballsy switch to Ceruledge. But Dondozo's going to wall Ceruledge completely. But then Tusker coming back in. And then the amount of switches is ridiculous. Why are we switching such... Why are we switching to such an extent? Kate has made Great Tusk frightened to click Rapid Spin. It doesn't click at that time. But you click at that time. But you're going to take a big damage from your minus defense situation. But now you can finish off the enemy. Oh, it's fine for you, Electric Wind. You're going to Electric Win. This is fine. Aqua Jet, but then... Yeah, you can double the Garganacl, but there's just no hope for you. This is over. I respect the attempt, though. We just probably Headlong Rush here. Of course, of course. Who cares about the rock? Just get the guaranteed KO. Azumarill gonna try to make something happen with Belly Drum, but there's a damn full health Dondozo. This is not it. The full health Dondozo is gonna completely shut this down. Unless something crazy happens. Belly Drum again? That's just basically a soft forfeit. The Belly Drum again for the viewers at home. You're gonna helm yourself honorably. We're gonna honorably helm self to close out the battle. In comes Tusker. Oh, is a Terra Water Garg just gonna win this? Nah, the Iron Valiant threatens it enough. We Moonblast, and then, of course, Dondozo would have beat that if that didn't just die. That was a commanding victory from Electric Win. A novel team from Kate here, but not enough. Not enough to beat the fundamentals. To beat the classics. I look forward to that video, LRXC. You're talking like actual official competitive Gen 3 back when Gen 3 was released? Because I have heard that did exist. I was thinking of doing like a history of net battle video. With all the old ADV people. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. I wonder what they used back then, all the way back then. Crazy stuff. Well, good luck. That's quite an undertaking. One of the champion teams used Crobat. Wow. Tailwind doesn't exist in that gen yet, does it? No. It just outruns everything, I guess. You hit Shadow Ball the enemy Gengar or something. That's wacky. Alright. Crying versus Beraldinho. Crying is the fellow who brought Sylveon and some crazy stuff last week. This week, a much more sensible team. I was half expecting something insane again, but no Brambleghast this time. Just a normal-looking team. But I bet it's like Choice Band Croc or something, or it's Choice Spec Scizor. Who knows? Nah, it's just going to be normal team, folks. Is there a Pokemon that has been in every gen? Hasn't Charizard been in every gen? Pikachu? I think Charizard's been in every gen. Anyway. Or Tyranitar? No, not Gen 1. Tyranitar's been in every gen since Gen 2, though. Dragonite, right? Dragonite's in every gen. Are they as if Charizard was not in Gen 5? No way. Oh, in the decks, right? You have to like transfer from previous games. Yeah. Ah, that's a good question. Then I don't know. Is there something that's been in every game? The legendary birds? No, because they're not in the decks. Yeah. Okay. Good question. Anyway, let's watch the battle. We lead with the Scizor. Kind of a ballsy Bullet Punch. You're risking a Will-O-Wisp in the face of this Dragapult, but you don't mind. You just go for Bullet Punch. You turn out not afraid of a frickin' Flamethrower. Some of these plays amaze me. Like, wow. It's turn 2 and you're taking this massive risk? It's turn 2. That's nutty. Alright, well. In comes Rotom. Didn't even get much out of that. I'm not saying it's a bad play, it's just... I would never do it. I would never do such a thing. Maybe I would, who knows. We're nasty plotting with Rotom in the face of this Dragapult. Dragapult is, of course, full parrot. Why would it ever react? Shadow Ball has taken out Dragapult. That's called ownage. That's big ownage. We're going to live crunch and probably do a big discharge. And we para. This Rotom Wash nasty plot is going insane. Shadow Ball might as well. Cover the switch to Great Tusk. Iron Moth is... We go Scizor on the Iron... You play like an insane person. You stay... You just have no regard against Flamethrower at all. You don't give a damn. You couldn't care less about dying. You look at death and you laugh in the face of death. I'm in awe of this gameplay. What the hell is this? How could you... It's just so outlandish that someone would stay with Scizor against Iron Moth, that the enemy has never once pressed Flamethrower. Because who would ever do it? And who would do it again and then a third time? Apparently this player would do it. Apparently. It's not the fact... Surely Iron Moth is not running like... No Flamethrower on sets now. Surely it runs Flamethrower. In comes the Dirge. With a Terra Grass. Wow. Terra Grass. Terra Grass. Okay. Solar Beam Power Herb. You were trying to destroy... That was almost destroyed Garganacl. Many Garganacl's lesser gamers would have stayed right there. What a bait situation. It didn't play out, but... What a creative little thing. What the... Didn't work, but could have easily worked. Many Garganacls would have just been like, this Skeledirge isn't doing anything. I'm rocking up. I'm going to Iron Defense. We're going to Salt Cure. That's a genius little bait. Didn't work, but... you know? With Terra Water. It's Cursed Garganacl, which might just win, honestly. But actually, the Skeledirge can do a 2-turn Solar Beam to force it out, which is funny. The 2-turn Solar Beam does force out Garganacl, if he wants to go for it. He's going to go for Torch Songs. Not going for the 2-turn Solar Beam. Doesn't want to get, like, locked against something bad, but you would force it out, at least. You might take too much damage in the process, I guess. You do force out Garganacl eventually, though. So that's good. Torch Song, giving you some big boosts. Scizor is apparently a frickin'... Finally, you click Flamethrower, because apparently... He's just staying again. Finally, just... I'm just gonna kill this stupid bug. You're staying in again, aren't you? This player must just be like, what's the craziest thing I could do right now? I'm gonna just do that. What's the stupidest, craziest thing no one would expect? Let me do it. Sometimes that works. Still looking ahead, but the Garg is a problem. The Garganacl's a problem. Alright, the Diddy Roaring Moon. Might be able to break through this Corviknight. You just Dragon Clawing it? I think it's Corviknight. Alright, Dirge will 1v1 you. This is such a weird one. This Skeledirge is looking good. Okay, Toxic Spikes might be a win con now. And Sludge Wave takes that out. A Roaring Moon is now gonna get walled by Corviknight. Don't you have Crunch? No, you're running like Poison Bite or something. You would never run Crunch. To run Crunch would be unfair to others. To run Crunch would be uncouth. You would never do such a thing. Could Valiant clean? It could. Valiant could clean. No, it's Shadow. Of course it's not a normal Iron Valiant. It's Shadow Sneak. Swords Dance. Yeah, yeah. it's I knew nothing on this. This team looks normal. It's as far from normal as you can get. And we crit close combat. We were just winning. Iron Valiant. No, there's not enough time to win. There's not enough time. There is not enough time. It's pretty close though. If that was just a normal Iron Valiant, this won. You could just Thunderbolt and then... I've never been so confused in my life. GG's. This is a... Sometimes your own insanity can get the best of you. I've never seen such insane gameplay. This was honestly crazier than the last week with this Bramblegust and the Sylveon. That one at least... None of the plays were that outlandish. The team was crazy. But this one... These plays were like... Hey, Tail Whip Blissey had a purpose. That was to beat Lastmon Suicune. That was actually genius, secretly. Well, I mean, all that did have a purpose too. I'm not saying that didn't have a purpose. No disrespect. That obviously was very... That was an insane, very creative, very fun team right there. Thank you for bringing some flavor to these games that are becoming very samey. That was a roller coaster. That was very fun to watch. Yeah, someone brought Tail Whip Blissey to a Callous Invitational game. The player Arctic Breeze brought Tail Whip Blissey because it was, in Gen 3, if the last Pokemon is Suicune, sometimes they can win with Calm Mind Rest and Sleep Talk because you can't kill them. You can't roar them out either because there's no more Pokemon. So a way to beat the last Suicune is to use, like, a Pokemon like... No, move like Screech or Tail Whip. Because they can't switch either, so debuffs will mean you can, like... tail whip them into range of an earthquake on something else and then win like that. Very crazy choice, but it was actually smart. Anyway, off topic. We've got Emu. This is just the Cyclozar team, but they replaced Cyclozar with Orthworm. Chef Tribal versus Ema. Whoa, a crit Pyro Ball doing random massive damage to this. That's unfortunate. We're gonna Parting Shot. Usually when I see Grimmsnarl, I lead with Goldengo because they can't Parting Shot or Taunt you. And you can like... Especially if you're Nasty Plot Goldengo, you can just Nasty Plot in front of them. But I guess the Cinderace works pretty well too. That did do a lot of damage right there. Okay, you're Nasty Plotting. Does the Emu just win? Does Discharge go through sub? No. No way. Alright, you just reckon you can 1v1 it? With Terasteel. Okay. Terasteel can probably make it happen. Although Stored Power is about to 3-hit you. And they're Terra Fighting. That's your worst nightmare. They're not Terra Fairy, they're Terra Fighting. Alright, the Emu probably just wins. Goldie here. Oh, no. Trick. You were trying to live and then trick. It's over. It's over. Oh, that's unfortunate. You just Carmined up. Oh, trying your hardest to do something. You know what's funny is that Chef Tribal could theoretically win if he guesses every single turn correctly. If you just pivot every single turn on the move that they use and you never let them hit you once, you win. So Chef Tribal going for the absolute Hail Mary, call out every single attack. Nah, didn't. Yeah. Emo with the Terra Blast that time. I wonder if a game has ever happened like that, where they call out like 30 moves in a row to PP stall. That would be insane. Anyway. Big Emu moment. Big time Emu moment. The Emu can get you. It definitely can. We've got TJ versus GXE. Also known as Pop Smoke here. We've got another epic mirror match with a couple of Toxapexes. Not a mirror match really, but we got a great Tusker Toxapex. Or the Toxapex probably has T-Spikes when it's alongside Goldie. In comes the Valiant. Alright, Goldie's going to get a nasty plot in the face of this Pex, who cannot really threaten it that effectively. Do we have Focus Blast? I feel like it's Recover, probably. Yeah. No Focus Blast. Well, I also didn't want to risk Sucker Punch, of course. So it could be Focus Blast. My mistake. I'm a bit hasty with my statements here. Could be Focus Blast. Could be that you're playing around Sucker Punch. That's a Boots Dragapult. With Draco Meteor and Wisp. Very, very interesting. You can go Pex here for a quick pivot. Eject Button Pex is a little bit interesting. Eject Button Pex has allowed in Iron Valiant for a brief moment. You probably don't need the eject button in this matchup, so maybe you just want to get rid of it so you can actually use Pex properly. We break Dragonite's multiscale. Big. Breaking multiscale is big. T-Bolt again was a crazy decision. Not frightened of a... I guess you're representing Moonblast, so You call out the Toxapex trying to come in against your Moonblast, and then you get him. And now you're going to randomly Moonblast this. No, you Psyshock that time. Yeah, mid-ground it. Still hits Pex, hits switch-outs that are trying to resist, and we get a crit as well. This Dragapult on its absolute last legs. This is called Progress. It's dead to the next rock. If GXE never finds a spin, that's a dead gamer. Infestation on the Pex. It's not Covert Cloak, so it might not 1v1. Salt Cube might force it out, but we get a free pivot to Goldie as a result of the trapped Garganacl. See ya, Alexi. I'll stay tuned for your upcoming content. Terra Dark Goldie. Goes for a make it rain. Wait, whoa. So Goldie was here, all, you know, threatening, obviously threatened by Sucker Punch. Terra Dark, make it rain. Maybe expecting a Sucker Punch. Trying to go for like a 2-hit on the King Gambit. But randomly calls out a double switch to Dragonite, which earns a KO. That was pretty nuts. Wow. Here's Tusker. Oh, is Toxapex coming in on an Earthquake? No, CC. We can live an Earthquake and get a Toxic off on Tusker. Have you got Protect? Don't think you can fit it. I am assuming Toxic Spikes when you have Goldie on the team, but we never know. We never know. Is Dragapult dead to the burn? No. One last turn. One last hurrah. Or risky play. Okay, actually, Dragapult gets a kill on his way out. That's pretty big. Can't really go Toxapex here. It's too low. No elegant switch in here, so had to make a read on what the Dragapult would do, and guessed incorrectly, gets Shadow Balled. So Dragapult able to actually get a kill on the way out, which is pretty nice for GXE here. But Tusker able to spin now that there's no Ghost type to stop it, which is also very good. We're going to EQ through the Tusk. King Gambit can potentially make something happen, but there's a Roaring Moon who probably has Earthquake. Have you spent Terra? I don't think you've spent Terra yet, so you could Terra Fly King Gambit and make something happen here. Potentially, but King Gambit's a bit low as well. You go Goldie. Fair. Thanks Dr. J for subscribing on YouTube. Thank you. Coital Cleave. I mean, now the King Gambit's just going to get chipped down, so doesn't look great. Oh, but this could be a situation where King Gambit can Terra Flying. No. Garganacl comes in. It's boots on Garg, so could Garganacl win the game? It's possible. Could be Curse. It's a bit hard to break through for GXE here. Tries to get King Gambit in on maybe a... Probably was expecting a switch out there, but Goldengo stayed again. And now, another Make It Rain in the Toxapex. It's probably dead. King Gambit can come in. Oh, Tusk gets one last hurrah. Gets a spin. Nice. Not afraid of Goldie. Not afraid of Goldie. But it's not really a valuable spin. You got to Boots Garganacl anyway. Terra Dark Sucker Punch. And it was a Taunt. Damn, you could have Iron-Headed. But of course, that was a tough spot. Who would have... I wouldn't have expected Taunt on Roaring Moon. Yeah, you probably don't expect any... it's not Booster Energy, so it's less likely to be D-Dance. It has U-Turn, so it's probably not D-Dance either for that reason. So I probably, from GXE's perspective, you don't expect Taunt. You expect Sucker Punch to actually go through here, but Taunt won this game by denying Sucker Punch. And then he didn't Sucker Punch the second time. Even though he could have. Gets Koital Cleave off. Could Sucker Punch. Could Sucker Punch now, but Rotom will get a free Wisp. Yeah. Yeah, it gets a free Wisp. You could have gone Garg there maybe, but then you're threatening Dyna Pump. Not winnable here, not winnable. Interesting battle, interesting battle. Which one was this? GXC. Alright, we'll get the final 4 battles here. A Charizard, folks. A Charizard. On a Sun Squad. Slither Wing for the fans? Excuse me, viewers at home. Are you seeing Slither Wing Charizard on the screen, or is it just me? Alright, let's see what the hell this is about. What are these players' names? Michael DeBest versus TPP. Alright, TPP. Let's see if Charizard's going to do things. We've got a Torkoal lead situation. Here comes Slither Wing. Fire Spin. What the? That's not what Slither Wing wanted to see. But a big U-turn could come out. Yeah, we're not trapped. We're getting the hell out. Here's Charizard threatening, I don't know, Fire Blast or Overheat with Terra Fire to kill absolutely anything in the world. There we go. Free kill. I love it. That's probably a Scarf Goldie. Get out of there. Get out of there. Is that AV Great Tusk? That took peanuts from Shadow Ball. Just Earthquake it. Just get it. I think Charizard is just going to get a kill every time it's in, and then I don't think Michael the Best is really the best here. I think Michael the Best might be... Yeah, Charizard's in. This is a KO. Something's dead. Pick your poison. Garganacl, dead. Well, it's dead to the next Overheat. Just click it again. Oh, Dragonite gonna come in. That's still such damage, even -2. Alright, well, Torkoal can come in. I think TPP wins it, folks. I'm calling it. I think the Zard is just getting too many kills. Torkoal, such bulk. You got a Wisp on you? Wisp would be good. Dragonite with no DD or anything to force the issue. It's a weird support Dragonite set. Morning Sun, gonna heal all the way back to fruition. All the way back to health. Will-O-Wisp on Slitherwing. I didn't even know it got that. This is a beautiful usage of Slitherwing. This is crazy with the Morning Sun. Oh, Hurricane. Damn, that was threatening. Slitherwing was almost dead and didn't even know it. Hurricane could have hit you. But it's freaking half accuracy in the sun, right? You can't click Hurricane. You just went for it that time. What else are you going to do? You're in dire straits. You got to go for it. But then Hatteran ruins your entire career. His Charizard doesn't even need the sun to be a threat. Just Air Slash. No need. No need to screw around. I mean, this is also dead to Air Slash if you want to go that way. Like a Quack with the steel might actually bring this back, but then Sun is getting made, plus Slitherwing is up. I think TPP can handle this. Oh, Cinderace. That scared out Quack. Are you really Scarf or something? Like, faster? What was so scary about this? Can't you just Aqua Step? I guess he assumes Scarf on the Cinderace? Is that an assumption people make here? I guess switching it straight in, it suggests choice Scarf, so sure. Sure. And it would make some sense. I mean, you don't need boots if you've got a hat, so makes some sense. Would round out the squad a little bit, help you out in wider matchups. Gonna get the spin off, but to what end? I think that Slitherwing can... Is it Solar Beam? No, Lava Plume. Still good damage, still good damage. Goes for the rock. Quack's last ditch effort to win. It's up in the air here. I think that Slitherwing can get a Will-O-Wisp buff, but Cinderace is just, yeah, it is Scarf. It is Scarf. I guess. What else would it be? Coming straight in, no boots. Nice team. Seems good, honestly. Isn't Charizard really threatening against, like, entire planet? What comes in against Charizard? That eats teams alive. We love that. That's enormous. I might steal the idea myself. I've seen people talk about that, but didn't think it was anything more than a meme. Here it is in SPL. Proving more than just a joke. Sick joke. Charizard. RU by usage? Yeah, well, how could it ever be OU by usage? It's a niche Pokemon at best. Oh yeah, Torkoal, Charizard, and UU is going to go nuts. True, they're both UU now. No one's running Sun and OU anymore. Now that Chi-Yu bit the dust. Well. Alright, this is a fun matchup here. We've got Garganacl and Great Tusk on the squad, as well as Goldengo. Many would describe this as a little bit novel. There's also Chien-Pao. Couple of switches out. Oh, Chien-Pao taking a massive earthquake. That was... okay. You switch into Chien-Pao defense. I'm probably expecting Stealth Rock, I suppose. Expecting Stealth Rock. Not that crazy, not that crazy. At least the Garchomp didn't make Rock, which is good for you in a way. But this Chien-Pao is now dead weight. This Chien-Pao is now extremely chipped to the brink. This is not good for you. You get your Rock. Get Chien-Pao in one last time. This time on the spike. Okay. One last hurrah for Chien. Are you going to Sacred Sword the... no, your Ice Spinner. Okay. Well, you got to Rock up. But I'm pretty sure this whole team has freaking boots on it. Doesn't this have boots, this have boots, this have boots? I don't think this Rock is doing it that much for you. Pretty sure everything has boots on the planet. This Garchomp is going to prove to be difficult to handle. I think you're dead to a Draco Meteor. Well, with a crit you are. With a crit you are. Here's the Moth. Fiery Dance, going to give a special attack boost. Oh, Garg taking a big earthquake on the way in. Perhaps beyond repair. We're going to Salt Cure. We're in range of death on Garganacl. For the pure benefit of Salt Curing this Dragonite. But you can Terra Fairy. Okay, that was well done. That was well done. Nice Terra timing. Right there. You could Salt Cure again on a switch out if you're insane. It's a Booster Energy Valiant. You did the Salt Cure. Well done. Good play. Goldengo trying to make something happen in the face of this Valiant. Threatened by Shadow Ball right now. But you might be able to live it. Yes, you can. Iron Valiant, not that strong. Not enough to one-hit Goldie or anything. But I don't love your odds against this Volcarona. I think this Volcarona goes kind of nuts. But you can DD up. And then, Volk can't really threaten you that hard. And then... you were trying to play around Will-O-Wisp right there, weren't you? But the Volk didn't Will-O-Wisp. It just clicked button. Okay, 2 Dragon Darts will get you there. Okay, this Dragapult has maneuvered around the Volk effectively. That was well done. That was well done. But here comes Ceruledge with a Terra Ghost. No, sorry, not Terra Ghost. Shadow Sneak. Can Garganacl finish this one off? We'll see. We see a Curse. Okay, interesting. Ceruledge might be able to outdamage Garganacl. Okay, Terra Grass. We see Salt Cure. We see Curse Up. We see Curse Up. Bitter Blade gonna do solid chip damage, but then Salt Cure comes down with Lowering the Cerulage's defense as well, which is good for Garg. Garg probably going to heal right now. Cerulage astutely going for another Swords Dance. Garg can just recover repeatedly. Can also go for another Curse, so true. Now out of range of death, but risking a critical hit. Do you go for a curse in the interim here? Or no? You go for a curse here and you would be safe-ish. This is rough because you have limited recovers. You have limited recovers. Solar Blade Power Herb. That might have been a roll. What health were you at? I respect this player now. Trying to go for the perfect moment to frickin' go for that surprise Power Herb Solar Blade. That's crazy. That might be a roll. You're just off. You were just off. By 2%. But if you caught him clicking Salt Cure, you would have got the kill. Damn. Damn, folks. Flinch chance. No such luck. The Garganacl is going to secure the victory. The Garganacl is not defeatable. It secured the victory as usual. GG. Donkey Kong inside of a pyramid. It cannot be stopped. You cannot beat this Pokemon if you try. It's got a stranglehold on the metagame. It's going to trap us all inside of the pyramid. We're all going to be trapped inside of the pyramid. Whether we like it or not. That is the fate that we're subjected to here. Alright. We have Baxcalibur on the squad. We have Hydreigon. Hydreigon proving solid. Dazzling Gleam Glamora is a little bit unorthodox, but that just got a kill on Hydreigon, folks. What's up with that? Is this the meta adaptation? Is Hydreigon existing because it's a rock setter that can taunt against Glamora and also break its sash without making contact, but then Glamora can run Dazzling Gleam to adapt further? Is this the level of gaming we're experiencing? Because that's a little bit of gaming, folks. That's a little bit. Screens Goldie. Making a couple of screens. Baxcalibur getting Toxic on the way in, unfortunately. Nice Toxic in the face of Goldenko. Obviously can't get Toxic. Identifying that the enemy wants to exit. Right here with the screens up. Also, what is Surf doing? 8% anyway. Calling out a switch out is much more valuable. Baxcalibur going to go for a straight up Earthquake. Nice play against the Haze, which was calling out a potential Dragon Dance coming out. Not going to go that way. It's not going to go that way. Okay, Iron Moth might have been the more astute switch in earlier, but we none of us know the future, do we? Sub Iron Moth. Hurricane for the... I feel like that Cerulage took no damage at all. From a plus special attack Hurricane. From a good special attacker. Which is a little bit interesting. Bitter Blade, on the other hand. Able to break through sub. Despite Reflect and a Resistance. Even though you're +1. I mean, that's a bit nutty. That damage is very high here. You can Shadow Sneak it as well. That was a little bit interesting right there. That was a little bit interesting. Baxcalibur just dropping. Goldengo trying to make something happen desperately. Is this doable? Quack could win it. Quack could clean up. Has Luther spent Terra yet? Don't think so. No Terra yet, so you could Terra Water on Quack, shielding you from something. From Moonblast. And then sweep with the... You just got to get through this Toxapex is the thing. Toxapex makes that impossible. And you are... You kind of 1v1 it. You can 1v1 it a little bit. You can Memento. Okay. Well, maybe it's sub on Quack or something. If it's sub on Quack, you might be good. No, it's Taunt. Wow. It's Taunt. Oh, you didn't Terra Water? Quack did not Terra Water there. Quack also still slower. Very bulky Quack. Must be a bulkier Quack. Alright, I mean... Well, maybe this is the way, but can a Booster Energy clean this up? You could Terra Electric to resist... Oh no, CM. Well, you're getting Toxic. I don't think you win. Nah, you don't win. It is Terra Electric. Oh, wait. It's winnable. It's winnable. You just got to make the correct call-outs. And then you Terra... Yeah, I think you clicked Thunderbolt on the Toxapex. Well done. Well played. One hit. And now Scizor. Do you Moonblast? No. You click Thunderbolt again? No. You will die in a Bullet Punch. I don't think it was winnable because of the Toxic Chip putting you in Bullet Punch range. Kind of like no matter what happened. But that's alright. No, it would have been winnable if you Moonblasted on the turn where it went Great Tusk. No, but you don't one-hit Scizor. I don't think you one-hit Scizor. So you would die to Bullet Punch plus Toxic. So it wasn't winnable. I think it was winnable. It was pretty close, Jimmy Juice. It was pretty close. I feel like it was not winnable because I think Scizor can live the Thunderbolts and get 2 Bullet Punches or Bullet Punch plus Toxic and then it's over. Alright, interesting game though. Creative like offense style, and the Dazzling Gleam was really cool right there. That also hits Garchomp, which is nice, so that's not a bad coverage option at all. Alright, the final game we got Miss Magius. They banned Fluttermane, but here's Fluttermane returning from the grave. That's all I can look at as the Miss... I'm not looking at anything else but the Miss Magius. Okay, well, what the hell are you doing? Nasty Plot, Shadow Ball, Thunderbolt, I don't know. Taunt. Mean Look, Perish Song. Okay, you're gonna get Shadow Ball and Iron Moth for peanuts. This is epic. We got a booster. Dondosif is... Did you have anything... Okay. Was there anything else that could be done against this Iron Moth? You can't really go anywhere else, I suppose. You don't have... Yeah, you're not great against a fire. This is your only fire resist is the Roaring Moon, so fair enough. It looks like a bit of a waste, but also what else can you do? Yeah. What else can be done? You're inviting in Dondozo. And now... You kind of have to sack. Once again. Because you don't have a switch in against water. Very aggressive team without any, like... switch-ins. Taunt on the rest? Yes. Nice. Okay, you're keeping it low. You're keeping it low. In comes Miss Magius. Can we Calm Mind or something? Maybe Calm Mind in the face of this Iron Moth. We're not doing it. We're just Shadow Balling. Probably going to see a T-Spike. Another Taunt on the Morning Sun. Insane Gaming. Insane Gaming. I think you're dead to Dance, though. You're dead to Fiery Dance now that after the attack raise. Chien-Pao. Everything's getting known by the Toxic Spike, too. Here's Tusker. There's a flinch chance. You got it. You got the flinch chance. Okay. Now a crunch should finish you off. Yeah. I mean, a simple Chien-Pao. After all that, a simple Chien-Pao can make a lot happen. You've already evened out the battle here. Orthworm coming in on the E-speed. Beautiful, beautiful. I mean, you can... Okay, rocks. You can Shed Tail. If you so desire. Oh, Metal Burst. I don't think that the Dragonite probably doesn't have anything to hit you. I guess you spam Metal Burst because they don't have super effective attacks against you, so they have to like E-speed, and then you just Metal Burst them. Alright, we're seeing a little bit of stalemate where neither player wants to attack. If you Shed Tail out, you're kind of in shambles, and then D-Dance does have higher PP than Metal Burst, so that does win. I think, couldn't you have Shed Tailed to Iron Valiant? They can Terra normal, but then you can at least like CC them. Maybe. It comes down to a 50-50 then. Maybe this is a better line, but it doesn't really work once they know what's up because of the PP shenanigans. Okay. This really is something. I don't think that the Orthworm wins this one. Have you got Body Press? Shed Tail, and what last? Body Press? You could just Body Press him. You go for the Shed Tail now? That mustn't be... Surely that's not very good. He's going to Terra Normal. And then now you can Body Press him at least, but... Oh, minus defense is... Don't you have Body Press? I wonder what the last move is. Must be Spikes. It must be Spikes. If you Metal Burst on the right turn, you're good. But I don't think... Why would Huang Long, the dragon, ever allow you to Metal Burst? Why would this be allowed ever? You can theoretically stall all the Dragon Dances with repeated Stealth Rocks, calling out the precise turn every time, but... So can Dragonite by Earthquaking you. And there's the Metal Burst? No! Didn't get the turn right. Didn't get the turn right. Had the opportunity. Damn. After all these years, you dancing around the issue for quite literally dancing around the issue for how many years, and then on a singular turn, the singular E-speed to end the battle. That was kind of a tense situation, folks. Metal Burst doesn't even kill. I think you're right. Does Earthworm even have that much health? I don't think it kills either. Yeah. Also, if you have Spikes, don't you click it? What's the last move? If it's Body Press, shouldn't you be clicking that? But I guess you lose 1v1 to the Roosts. Yeah. Dunno. But you could force a different way to win and then make him go into Metal Burst range. And then maybe Metal Burst. It must not be Body Press, but if it's not Spikes, why didn't you click Spikes earlier? I got questions. Yeah, pretty low health then. Probably invested in health, but, you know. Anyway. Alright, that concludes the Gen 9 replays, folks. Thanks for watching. I'll continue the stream, and I'll do the ADV replays, but the vid's ending here. Thank you for watching. That was 2 hours of straight-up gaming. Thank you. I'll show patrons on the screen. Look at that. I'll show this on the screen for a moment. Thank you very much. Thank you.